With summer in full swing, making easy, nutritious foods is the goal of all parents and non-parents alike. Today, we will demonstrate how to make a delicious spread that is perfectly paired with veggies, pita bread, or used as a spread on a sandwich. I'm talking about the infamous hummus. Let's talk a little bit about hummus. Delicious spread and dip that you can make at home very easily. All you need is a blender or a food processor. Today I'll be using a blender just because it's a little bit easier to use, and sometimes the results are a little bit better in my opinion. All right, some of the main ingredients in hummus are chickpeas, and I just bought these at the local grocery stores. You only need about a can of chickpeas, juice from 1 lemon, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, some salt. I love sea salt, but any type of salt will do. And then the secret ingredient is tahini. Tahini is pretty much ground up sesame seed paste. It comes in a jar like this, and you can purchase it again at your local grocery store. Now, if you don't have access to tahini, some of the substitutes can be sesame seed oil or even yogurt. Okay, so if you don't have tahini, it's not the end of the world. You still can make delicious hummus. As far as measurements, you will need about, like I said before, a juice from 1 lemon, a 1/4 cup of tahini, and this is how it looks, just very oily paste, so make sure you shake it up and mix it up very well before you do it. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 crushed garlics, and your chickpeas right there. Now with chickpeas, a lot of recipes say that you can skin them. They have a little bit of a layer for consistency. I don't find that to be a huge difference in my recipe, so I just keep the skins on there and make this nice and easy. And then of course save some of the juice that the chickpeas come in just to make it a little bit smoother. All right, now most people start the hummus process by grinding up their chickpeas. I learned to start with a tahini and the lemon juice. So we're gonna go ahead and place all of the tahini, the sesame seed paste, in the blender. And I'm using a little blender today, but this should be just fine. Beautiful. That's out of the way. And here's about the juice you get from a big lemon. All right, so squeeze it nice and tight. Put it in there. And they will separate just a little bit, but this is why I like the blender. It will froth it instead of just mix it. We'll make a good consistency. Ready? Here we go. And keep blending it until you don't see any more splatter around your machine, around your blender. Excellent. All right, next, easy. 2 garlic crushed, cloves of garlic, right in there. And you can put salt, you know, as much as you like. If you're on a diet that requires less salt, put less salt in it. If you want more salt, you can put less salt in it. I'm gonna put about 1/2 teaspoon. Another thing with hummus is if you like spices, you can add spices to it. Some of the favorite spices are cumin. People use paprika or a little bit of cayenne pepper, totally up to you. All right, and go ahead and mix that real well. Until you see the consistency gets a little bit pasty. So let's make it a little bit more fluid. This is my handy dandy measure, about 2. There we go. 2 teaspoons of chickpea juice. Water is also fine, but I find that the juice has a lot more flavor. Mix it real well. This is the only problem with hummus. You just have to check that it doesn't stick to the sides of the blender. So have a spatula handy and go to town with it. Just mix it up, make sure that it's all over the blades, and keep blending and blending and blending. That's the hardest part about making hummus. Just having patience to blend everything. Beautiful. The last step is putting your chickpeas in. I recommend putting about 1/3 of a cup at a time, just to make sure that they get blended. And if you have a more powerful blender, of course you will get better results. But here's my little handy, travel-friendly blender. Good job. Now hummus is a great dip, but you can also spread it. Put it on a sandwich, then put some deli meat on it, and beautiful, tastes delicious. I even use a little bit more olive oil sometimes. Just my next step, a little bit more olive oil, just to make sure that it's, if you put a little bit more olive oil in it, you can even use it as a salad dressing. So very, very handy recipe and easy thing to make. About 2 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Again, totally up to you on what type of consistency you want to achieve. Last step. Here we go. Mix, mix, mix. Like I said, you have to have a little bit of patience. It smells delicious. A little bit more chickpea juice. Again, this is totally optional. I like my hummus to be a little bit thinner and runnier than most people. But another secret with hummus is once you put it in the refrigerator, it will get thicker over time. So cooler temperature thicken it. Storing the hummus is also very easy. All you have to do is put it in your refrigerator. Just make sure you have a top on it, airtight container, and it can last up to 4 to 6 days, no problem. Told you there was going to be a lot of blending, but we're almost there. Then you guys get to try it. I'm going to put everything in now. And set it and let it go. If you're going to a party this summer, or for your kids, or for the dinner table, here's some very simple trays that I made out of, I call them low-cut vegetables, so you don't need to cut them very much. I'm going to use a pepper to put my hummus in. Just eat that, and that's totally, it's a bowl that's edible. Some baby carrots, some broccoli that I've just torn up with my hands after I washed it. Celery, you can cut it however you like, and it's delicious. Hummus is also very good with breads. So here's some delicious bread. You cut it up, some celery, and your pepper bowl. You're good to go. All right, let's check on the hummus. It's looking really good. I think about 30 more seconds. And this is good. Right here. Here's the process. Big mush. Okay, one more. Lock it in. Set it. Almost there. I hear it. And I think we're done. Guys, ready to taste some? Go ahead and move it around. Let's move to one of our bowls and directly pour it in. Might need a little spatula for help. We have delicious hummus. Beautiful. Now hummus is definitely a Middle Eastern food, very Mediterranean. Actually they found a very ancient recipe in ancient Egypt that's how old it is. Thousands of year old recipe, so it's been popular for quite some time, okay? But hummus is, especially when made at home, has very no preservatives at all. It is delicious, it contains protein, contains folate and vitamins, extremely nutritious, better than ranch, I hate to say it, and other dips that you can buy at the store. So just make it at home, give it to your kids, eat it for yourself, and it's a delicious snack at any time.